mother-in-law wanted to donate 10 rupees. I would request her to give this check to Dr. Vasant Kumar and my mother-in-law, please also. So there is one company called Subhada. I think this will go a long way in helping our children with diabetes and the people within our company and the people at large. Thank you, Dr. Vasant Kumar. Please kindly tell our people how to manage diabetes, how to prevent diabetes, how to fight diabetes.
For sparing your time. Chairman Dr. C.I. Naidu Garu, your Managing Director, Mr. Srikanth, Professor Venkaya, former Vice Chancellor of Ambedkar University. So we are glad to have three of them. So before I wanted to speak, it was quite a surprise for me, the donations that have poured in from your organizations, from C.R. Naidu Garu, and friends of Professor Venkaya. Let me tell you that this organization has been there for last 25 years. So it was focusing on poor children with type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is what we used to call juvenile diabetes before. So many times I was asking, do children get diabetes? Yes, they get, unfortunately. Only difference with diabetes of children and adults is that all these children require 3 to 4 shots of insulin every day. Whoever they are, they require. And they also need to check the blood glucose very often. According to the international standard, they ask them to check 4 times a day. But many of our Indian children cannot. And we are dealing with the poor children. So many times before they came to us, they were falling sick. And earlier, if you take the statistics of the Indian poor children, most of them die before they are 20. That, unfortunately. But if you take the world statistics of the advanced countries, now people are living longer. There are many 80-year-old type 1 diabetes. That means they are diabetic for 75 years. 5 years they got it because they have been taking care. Now, fortunately, they have seen when we were doing the program here, those children who have now become adults under our care, because 25 years have been very long. So they are 30, 35 years now. They are quite healthy. So thanks to the organization we were. And then many people think that when you are talking about helping diabetic children, it is not just giving them insulin. Because what happens is such a complicated disease where dosage requirement is there, then we now also have to give them to check the blood sugar very often. So these two things, so it all escalates the cost of the treatment, and somebody has to be really involved and dedicate themselves, the team. It can't be one person alone who manage them. And another problem is you can't expect them to come to the hospital or clinic every time. Some of these children are very small, so the parents take care of them, the mothers unfortunately. And many mothers are working also. I'm talking about the poor mothers. So it's a big challenge for them, in spite of all the help that we have given. Unfortunately, many of them did well. They did some private work, they found jobs, they are earning money, they are married, they have children, they take care of the husband. That's really wonderful. We have almost about 10-15 C.R. Naidu always interacts with them. So all that which they have seen has resulted in their kindness to help us further. So this helps us to take more children into our fold, help them. The poor children from our state, in and around Hyderabad, anybody. So even for you, if you come across any child with diabetes who cannot afford, or somebody is talking about it, just spread the word. It's like you are helping them. It's kind of a charity that you are doing for the child. The child will never forget you for recommending an organization who is helping. And it's a lifelong help. We just uploaded some photos where we just very briefly spoke about it. Apart from that, as Dr. C.R. Naidu said, we are here today because today is the World Diabetes Day, celebrated. Actually, you can't use the word celebration because there is nothing really great about celebrating. But the day is considered because it is the day of the birthday of the person who has discovered insulin in the year 1921. His name was Frederick Banting. He was a Canadian doctor who discovered, after insulin was discovered, before that people used to just die, many of them. So after his discovery, there's a huge change that has happened. Subsequently, the insulin is transformed into a better insulin. Over here, there is some diabetic in our family. We are close relative, our own parents, brothers, sisters, if not anybody, our people are working with us. I had my own experience in the last 1 year, sir. 2 drivers who came, both of them were diabetic. They were drivers, they were hardly earning 20,000 rupees per month. They are from Andhra. Very badly controlled diabetes. One fellow had a very severe infection here. It took a long time. In spite of my presence, it took a long time to control it, provide him the treatment. Why I am saying is because they belong to less educated, rural area, not affordable. So it's very difficult for them to manage. So unfortunately what is happening, people like us who have access, who can afford, who also have knowledge, right? So we should know more about this unfortunate condition. Best thing is if we have no diabetes, it's good, but make sure that we are not diabetic in future by preventing. Second thing is all of you need to check sugar once in a 6 months. So now recently when suppose somebody walks into my clinic, first thing I ask, do you have diabetes? They say, for example, they say, I have no diabetes. Then the second question I would ask them, when did you check your blood sugar? They say, no, I'm not. Upstairs you have a lot of them. When I'm talking about young people, I'm talking about those in 30s, 40s. So all of us, first of all, understand, keep checking sugars, at least once in 6 months, some sugar. If there's a doubt in that, then you go further ahead. That is one. Second thing is, thanks to Mr. Srikanth and Dr. C.R. Naidu, they helped me to start a channel, YouTube channel, which will be in English. So it will provide a lot of information, authentic information, unbiased information, and we have no selfish interest in that, so that it reaches people. Nowadays, everybody is ready to exploit us in any field. So if you have a disease, you are very likely to be exploited. You don't know. It can be a modern doctor, it can be Ayurvedic doctor, somebody else. You see a lot of them in the YouTube channels. Everybody says, no, we'll see that your sugar goes away, take this medicine, somebody says something, technology is there. So we have to be careful. So you have to warn this to all our people, our friends, our family members, that they should not become gullible. I'm saying gullible because 2 things happen to them. First of all, they lose money, they lose their health also. After 3 months, they realize their sugars are very high. Then they keep visiting hospitals after hospitals, spend money. So it's not a simple condition. We can, once we manage, as Sir said, we can definitely see that our people with diabetes or other conditions can live healthy life. They can also have long life, both. Somebody at 30 years, they come to me, sir. Suppose they have diabetes, all the diet we tell them to take medicine. So many of them, what happens, English under karna hota hai. Many of them, first thing they say, young fellow, sir, how can I take medicine now? I am just 30. Then I tell them, because you are 30, you have to take. Because I am looking at another 40 years of active life of yours. First of all, you have to be alive for next 40 years. And then you are also obviously a breadwinner. And after 20 years, you still have more responsibilities. You have children, your wife. So because you are 30, it's even more important compared to a fellow who is 60. A fellow at 60 also has to take. Somebody was asking, what is old age now? How do you define old age? In one of our talks, it is there about old age. So when I was giving a talk to elders, the question posed to me was, who is old? So there was one gentleman sitting there. I asked him, sir, can you answer this? He actually answered very rightly. He said 75 years. So that is more or less internationally accepted, that elder can be 75 and more. So he was a person with a very motivated man, although he was on a wheelchair. So then I asked him, what is your age, sir? I just turned old last year, I'm 76 now, he said. So that was good. So people have that kind of positive attitude. Everything. So what is important is all of us are here today because we have taken the occasion because it's a World Diabetes. All of us should know about it. But why diabetes is increasing so much? Everywhere, all over the world. Do you know where diabetes is increasing amongst the countries? Can anybody tell? Where is it seen more? America, Europe, South America, Africa, Asia. Where is it highest?
Asia.
Sorry?
America.
Yeah. America, you said?
Yes, America.
Yeah.
America is the most.
Okay. Now we are seeing diabetes more often in developing countries. Because what happened in America also it is there, because there are a lot of people who are poor. Hispanics, Africans, there's a lot of poverty there. When I interact with the American Diabetes Association president, I was asking him, how come sir there is so much of diabetes? He was a little taken aback. He actually wanted to pose a lot of questions to me, but this is the question I posed him. Then he said, surprisingly what he said is, the healthy food costs more for us. So the poor people cannot afford good vegetables or fruits. They are just eating beef, they are eating trans fat, they are all overweight. If you see the African Americans, Hispanics, Mexicans, Asian Americans, they are all overweight. So same thing is happening to our people now. Our lower middle class, our poor people, urban, rural, they are becoming overweight. Whatever diet they are eating. Maybe we have to blame the white rice, other things. So diabetes is spreading amongst the lower class of people. That's what we were trying to tell the government also. It's important for them to take care. Even if you see the Basti, Dawkhanas and other hospitals, fortunately now they are giving tablets. But they have not trained the nurses and others to understand the disease so much. In fact, I was very keen, I was meeting the health ministers, telling them every time. But they have their own attitudes, they have their own, how much they listen to you, you don't know. So, but that is one thing. So what I am trying to tell is, anybody can get diabetes, we can prevent it. First of all, one is prevention by being healthy habits, whether it is physical activity or eating food. So too much of sugar is not good for any one of us. Anytime when somebody says, no, sir, he says he takes 6 times tea, coffee with 2 spoons sugar each time. That is 12 spoons of sugar every day he is taking. That itself is quite bad for anybody, even for those, whether they are children or anybody. And processed food is become very popular now. Yesterday in some talk they were saying, what is processed food? Like biscuits, chocolates, we give our children. Young children, 2-year-old child, you give them any kind of a biscuit, which is actually not good. Not only for sugar, there is trans fat in that, there are so many things. So, such things are happening. We should understand what is healthy food, healthy lifestyle. So, we are talking about diabetes and high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all the 3 leading to heart attacks, even in anybody after the age of 30. You are seeing a lot of people. Some people, and many people think that I am active, I may not be having heart disease. It is not true. We don't know. There are people who get sudden heart attacks, marathon runners, gym goers, hill climbers, tennis players. I see them, they tell I was all right, but they said suddenly they had a heart attack. Many of them survive also, fortunately. One thing is we should not be biased with any system of medicine. We may have a lot of doubts about modern medicine, the way it is practiced, the way the doctors are doing, the labs, the pharma company, everybody talks so many things against them. It's okay. But then it's your health. It's your health. Suppose I have chest pain. Suddenly I get a chest pain. I don't like the doctors, I don't like the hospital assessment. What do I do? Should I die at home? Finally I'll go to one of those hospitals, which I may not really like. Then the doctor says, you need to get an angiogram. One thing is, I should go there.